welcome to my channel. This is the Heather and Leah channel. That's right. I hope everybody is doing great. I am excited to kind of kick off my favorite time of the year. Now I love Halloween because it's fun and creative and everyone's in that really go mode. But then it comes to like Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, and it's just such an awesome time of the year. It's also a time to introduce new products, one of which is coming up, and I'm going to release it during Black Friday weekend, and you can get your hands on a free bottle. So as many of you know, I am an active face painter and I'm always looking for ways to keep my kit clean, to make sure that my customers are happy with me, and that's why I have a new and improved product that is going to just change the way that you face paint, or at least the way that I did. I finally made brush bath in a spray bottle. So many of us keep our brushes on an easel like this on the table while we face paint. So the great thing about this brand new brush bath is that you can just simply spritz your brushes in between uses, and it's going to keep them disinfected. It has no alcohol in it so that it's not going to hurt your brushes. It smells good, she hears it too. And it's a great way to show off to the parents, to your clients, that you're keeping your stuff clean. But Brush Bath is all organic, so it's a great product. And like I said, I am gonna be giving away free bottles during Black Friday. So make sure that you stay tuned, and I hope that you enjoy Brush Bath as much as I do. Okay, so let's get started with a holiday design. I live in sunny South Florida. There's no snow here ever, so I always have to dream about snow and create faces around them. So I'm going to show you guys a design that I got inspired by, a design I found on Pinterest, not sure who painted it, and then I kind of just transformed it with my own little Heather and Leah touch. So let's get started. So I'm going to start off by just loading my sponge with a little bit of white. I like to use the Fab White for sponging because it's not as sticky as the wolf or the tag. I find it makes good for blending and for base work. So I start off with a little bit of white. I'm going to close her eyes, and I'm just going to cover her eyes just like this. But you see, the Fab White gives you a little bit more of a softer texture than the wolf, which is a little bit stronger. And then on that same sponge, I just added a little bit of the Ziva blue, which is one of my favorite in the Fab line. Close your eyes. And then I turn my sponge upside down, and I'm just going to kind of dust in a little bit of blues on the corners of the eyes, just like that. Just like that. Using my favorite brush of all times. This is the Little Drop brush. Truly my favorite brush for many reasons. So I love this brush because it allows me to make larger lines, bigger teardrops. It's also good for creating bigger areas, but it has that nice tip on it so I can go in the corners of the eyes as well. So I'm going to start off here in the middle. I'm going to make her SnowGirl body. So depending on how much forehead space you have, you might want to bring that snowman down a little bit here. So I'm going to let that dry and add some cheek color because you don't want to go directly on top of the white while it's still kind of in its way. So I loaded the other side of my sponge with a gold mixed with red. I have her smile. And I just like to kind of tap on that color just along her cheeks, but I like them to smile so that I know where the balls of their cheeks are, and I can just head up and maybe a little bit on the tip of her nose too, just to give it that beautiful golden or glow. Okay, now is the time to have fun with this design. So now I'm just going to create my little snowman. I start off by our Snow Girl, as I like to call her, just outlining her. And you want the base to be a little bit wider than the top. And you can kind of get jazzy with your Snow Girls, or just make a classic one with a carrot nose. That part is really up to you. But I want her to have a bow, because as you guys know, I like everything to be fun and girly. I will add my eyes. If you want, add a little bit of an eyelash. It's up to you. You just gotta have fun with these designs. And then her little mouth, just to make her super happy. And then I'll even add some heart buttons. So then using my white brush or white painted brush, I'm just going to add some swirls right around this mask. Double swirl here, double swirl there, because you want to kind of keep it all around that particular area. And then I can just bring in and bring it to the corners, just like this. So notice I almost made this cloud effect, because you're gonna go back in with your little drop brush and you're just gonna kind of gently drag, blend it out. You wanna make sure that your brush is still a little bit damp. You don't want it too damp, because you wanna have a harder edge and have it blend in. So I'll do the same thing on this side, kind of. Then keeping my same sponge that I added the blue, I'm going to just kind of add a little bit of a blue spots here and there, because I'm going to use those as areas that I'm going to lay down my snowflakes. So right on top of those little blue marks, I'm just going to add a little bit of a white swirl as a background before I put down my snowflake stencils. Then just grab your sponge with white on it, grab your little stencil, grab your tap stencil, figure out where you want to put them. So if I want to just kind of off-center it, I'm just going to tap that snowflake right on top of there. And you can mix and match them, all different sizes, different areas. So maybe one right there, and then another one right inside here. Just like so. I loaded my brush up with orange. Now that this area is dry, gonna add my little carrot nose right inside of there. Then I'm picking up red on my brush and just gonna fill in my little bow right there. And of course the heart as well, because now that it's dry, you can kind of go ahead and go in there and do that. And in looking at this design, I always say, okay, is there anywhere else that I can put some details or add anything? And right underneath the little bridge of my snowman, I'm going to just fit in some little teardrops there, because those are my favorite. And if you wanted to, you can always go in and fit some on that side as well, if you wanted to just give it that full mask effect. And then I'm going to, using the tip of my brush, press, get bigger, press, get smaller, just connect this whole mask together, just like. Finally, this is a good time to spritz your paint pot brushes or any brushes that you might use when you want, she likes the smell of it, when you want to give them a good clean. Then I would just, after I spritz it, just dip it in my water, kind of tap it off, and then I have a nice clean brush that I can use for lipstick, because you know that's my favorite part, right? So finally, to finish off, I'm just going to, using a blue and a darker blue, just give my snowman just a little bit of an outline and give him some highlights. And the same thing on top of my swirls, just kind of going in there, and on top of my snow, right in there. And the same thing, turn a little bit this way. Just a little bit more definition, kind of define them, really clean it all up. Thank you guys for joining us. Happy holidays, everybody. Stay tuned for some awesome specials for Black Friday. And of course, as always, check me out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Thank you guys. Happy holidays.